Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Navami Mahotsav ki Jai Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. ये जो आवाज है हमारी वो अयोध्या तक जानी चाहिए। दरवाजा बंद करके अभी ऑल रेडी? जय श्री राम। So we'll start the program by having a small bhajan by Manaswini. She is going to sing Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajaman. Hare Krishna. Can we have one round Hare Krishna Mahamantra to encourage her? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna. So very wonderfully, Manashwini sang this wonderful version. We're very grateful to her for preparing this wonderful version. So altogether, we'll express our gratitude for such a nice version by taking shelter of Harinam one time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare.
So this is how we celebrate the festival, by taking shelter of the holy name, the Katha, the Roop, Gun and Leela. And now the children are going to perform a wonderful drama under the guidance of Ansuya Mataji and Mridula Mataji. And after this drama, we'll have the class by His Grace Jitanandas Brahmachari, all the way from Mayapur Dham. And then at the end, we'll have the Aarti, Chappan Bhoga offering and the Aarti. And then we'll distribute Prasadam to everyone. Shri Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav ki Jai. So we are very, very fortunate that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, these festivals, which are very, very sacred festivals, especially of land of India, but by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, it's being celebrated all over the world. Prabhupada brought these festivals, which are very, very sacred and isolated, just confined in India. Now we can see that all over the world, wherever devotees are there, they're celebrating this festival, along with so many devotees together. तो हम सभी के बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं जितने भी भक्त यहाँ पर आए हैं अपना संग देने के लिए। और ऐसे ही संग में मिल करके हम उत्सव मनाते हैं, श्रवण कीर्तन में युक्त होते हैं, भगवान के नाम का आश्रय लेते हैं, कथा का आश्रय लेते हैं और लीला का आश्रय लेते हैं। तो अभी हम लोग लीला का नाटिका देख करके लीला के बारे में स्मरण करेंगे। Try to remember wonderful pastime of Lord Sri Ramchandra. Prabhupada mentioned that Lord Ram and Lord Narasimha, they are very, very important incarnations because they revealed or they manifested so many opulences actions. The Lord Shri. That's why these two festivals are very, very important for all of us.
श्री राम लीला की
Hare Krishna. Bhadraya Ramachandraya Vedasya Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataya Namaha. An offering to Lord Sri Ram by the Kanhaiyadesh Yatra. By the Kanhaiyadesh Yatra children on this auspicious occasion of Sri Navami. Now we are going to relish an act play of the divine.
Devotees Ramachandra ke
Jai Rama 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 Rama. When the citizens of Ayodhya were feeling hopeless, dejected, and separated from Lord Sri Ram, along with the citizens of Ayodhya and the family, the entire party arrived at Wood, where Lord Sri Ram was residing with Sita Maya. Was delighted to see Lord Sri Ram. Let us watch meeting of with Lord Sri Ram and
Yes, my lord, because you are with me, I am not waiting, enjoying the royal pleasures of Ayodhya.
Ram, yes, come, yes, come. It is the honor. It is time to restore the prince.
Good that he has come himself today. Today I should not leave him alive.
What happened? Who has come?
Your dear brother, Bharat.
Bharat has come.
Yes, with an army to kill you so that he can enjoy the kingdom of Ayodhya. He thinks that you are alone in the forest, but he doesn't know this Lakshman is beside you.
Yeah.
Today I shall slay him in front of the entire army of Ayodhya. Then we shall watch Kaikai suffer her sins.
And I'm sure he has come here to beg me to return back to Ayodhya to accept the throne. My dear brother Ram, my dear brother Ram. Stop, Lakshman. Do not touch my feet. I am still personified.
Please forgive me, my brother. I doubted your motives, and I picked up this bow so that I can shoot arrows at you.
Then why didn't you release those arrows, Lakshman? Why didn't you release them?
Bharat, I see our father's royal elephant and I see a white umbrella on top of it, but I don't see our father. Tell me, Bharat, where is our father?
What do I say, brother? He was drowned in the ocean of separation from me. Our dear father has left us.
Oh, my dear father.
Rigo.
Hold on, brother. Mothers and Gurudevas have come.
Live long, live long, live long.
Oh, my mother, Kausalya.
My mother took this war from our father in my absence and without my knowledge. In the great dynasty of the Ikshvaku, every ruler of the past has found their eldest son as the king. So please return to Ayodhya and accept the throne. Whole Ayodhya is weeping and crying in separation from you. So please return and satisfy our heart.
Bharat, you are a Mahatma. But is it right to disobey our father after he has left his body? Should we prove him wrong? Tell me, Bharat, what is our present duty? Our father ordered me to stay in the forest and you to be the king.
Just like that. Then I will stay in the forest, but you please return to Ayodhya.
That is not possible, Bharat. Try to discriminate right from wrong.
At this moment, I can't discriminate right from wrong. The only thing I know right now is that my dear brother Ram, who loves me, will not disappoint me.
Let us rise above these sentiments, Bharat, and be fixed in our duties.
All right, brother. Then you follow your duty, and I will follow my duty. I will sit in front of your body on this grass until you agree to return back to Ayodhya.
No, Bharat. Bharat, no.
Your father made this promise to me, and I beg forgiveness from all of you. This Kaikeyi frees you from the obligation of that bondage.
It is too late now, mother. Only my father can take back his word. Gurudev, please resolve this endless conflict. Otherwise, the entire world will drown in the pure love of Bharat.
Dharma is the biggest thing in the three worlds, but dharma is powerless before love. Your love is victorious, Bharat. Your love is victorious, Bharat. But remember one thing, that the real power of love lies in selfless love, which does not ask for anything else, but simply asks for the pleasure of the beloved. Therefore, think about what you can give to Sri Ram.
I will give my life for Ram.
It is easy to give one's life, Bharat, but sometimes it becomes difficult to live for the beloved. Therefore, ask Sri Ram himself what he wants from you.
Ram has lost before your love. Ram has lost before your love. I will accept the kingdom after 14 years of exile. Till then, you take care of the kingdom on my behalf. As you order.
रघुपति की जय बोले लक्ष्मण राम सिया का अंजन पुत्र पड़े चरण राम सिया जपते मंगल भवन अजर बिहारी राम पिया पिया जय जय राम पिया पिया जय जय राम पिया पिया
Hare Krishna. The names of the participants who took part in the Sita Swayamvaram: Lord Sri Rama, Bhaktin Radhika; Sita Maya, Bhaktin Siya; Lakshman, Bhaktin Vaishnavi; Kings, Bhakta Ganesh and Bhakta Shubho; Maharshi Vishwamitra, Bhakta Kshitij. In Ram Milap with Bharat, participants are Lord Rama, Bhaktin Tanushree; Lakshman, Bhakta Srinath; Sita Maya, Bhaktin Ankita; Bharat, Bhaktin Nityamanjari; Vasishta Muni, Bhakta Kshitij; Maharani Kausalya, Bhaktin Kirti; Maharani Sumitra, Manaswini; Maharani Kaikeyi, Pradipsa. Dancers for Ram Bhajan: Bhaktin Radha Krupa, Bhaktin Tanushka, Bhaktin Aruna, Bhakta Shiraj, Bhakta Gautam, and Bhakta Tanush. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada Jai.
And also, we'd like to extend our gratitude to the Mataji and Suya Mataji and Mirla Mataji, Mridangani Mataji. All this Mataji, we can see there's such a wonderful drama in a very short period of time. Even though children, they had exams, they just got the exam over last week only. So they had a very short period of time for rehearsal. But we can see all the get-up and everything, this all in-house. All the beard and the long matted hair of so all are in-house. Even the Anush Tir, the bow, the wonderful crown and everything. So we are very, very grateful to Mataji and Suya Mataji and Badla Mataji and all these wonderful children who reminded all of us such a wonderful, wonderful scene of Lord Ramchandra meeting Bharat Maharaj, and before that the swayamvar of Sita Maya, Lord Ramchandra. So all together we'll extend our gratitude by taking the shelter of holy name one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So one thing which really mesmerized all of us in Ram Leela, especially we see so many characters actually, right?
Shri Ramanavami Mahamahotsava ki jai. Yes. We can do it simultaneously together. Yeah, because we bless them. Yes, in English. Great pleasure and honor to be with all assembled devotees in Kanhaiyadesh today. Although I had the opportunity to meet Mani Bhushana and Asyan and Krishnama Prabhu online in the last couple of years, a few occasions, it is always more pleasant in person. So I'm greatly honored to be today, and especially our Prabhuji from Navami is here, whom I know already for 10 years, and meeting on so many occasions in my life. So it's a great opportunity for me to remember Lord Ram and to associate with Ram Bhaktas, Krishna Bhaktas, and Gaura Bhaktas. There is no difference between Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, and Lord Gaura. So I'll try to speak something about this non-difference, and also in connection with the Swayamvara and how our children have wonderfully displayed the Sankshepa Ramayana, the essential, the abbreviated part of Ramayana, the most crucial part. So with your blessings, I would like to speak on that Katha, and before that, the Chanjara Radhamana. Thank you so much.
Jayo Girivaradhari, Jayo Girivaradhari, Bhakti Pranavallabha, Jayo Bhakti Pranavallabha, Jayo Girivaradhari, Jayo Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana, Jayo Rajajanaranja, Jayo Rajajanaranja, Yashodanandana, Jayo Rajajanaranja, Jayo Rajajanaranja, Yashodanandana,
Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Kunja
जिनको हिंदी में अनुवाद चाहिए पीछे जा सकते हैं, जिनको सुनना है पीछे जा सकते हैं।
Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandraya. So Lord Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, is the personified Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Lord Ramachandra is the personified Ramayana. So these two scriptures are no different from the thoughts of the Lord. One verse in Srimad Bhagavatam is saying, actually Srimad Bhagavatam is the thoughts of Lord Krishna. So by associating Srimad Bhagavatam, we associate very intimately with Lord Krishna. In the same way, we associate with Ramayana, we associate with Lord Rama as well. So the blessings of Lord Niki Muni and Srila Vyasadeva, I'll try to speak on Sankshepa Ramayana, the abbreviated story of Lord Ram, which appeared in Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The scripture which we relish the most is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Lord Chaitanya said that this scripture is actually the Shastra Pradhana, it is the foundational scripture for all other scriptures. And the second shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that what is the need for any other scripture? Because in Srimad Bhagavatam you will find all kinds of scriptures, you will find all kinds of knowledge. Srila Prabhupada used to say, Vidya Bhagavatavadi. By understanding Bhagavatam, you will get all kinds of knowledge, and finally, you will get Krishna. So if you think about that very deeply, and we read Srimad Bhagavatam, then we see that first canto is Mahabharata. It's called Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, explanation of Mahabharata. Lord Krishna is dealing with Pandavas, with residents of Dwaraka. So it is Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, it's explanation of Mahabharata. Then in second canto, we find actually Vedic Suktas, the explanation of Vedic Suktas. The fifth chapter of second canto is Narayana Sutta. You can see Narayana Paraveda, Narayana Paragatihi, Narayana Paragatihi. It's Narayana Sutta from Vedas. Srimad Bhagavatam is Panchama Veda, the fifth Veda which explains all other Vedas. And the sixth chapter of the same canto is Purusha Sutta explained. It explains Purusha Sutta. Then you get third canto, Brahma Samhita. Explanation of Brahma Samhita, how Lord Brahma have received the knowledge. Then further, seventh canto, you have Narada Smriti. Narada Muni is explaining the knowledge of Artha Shastra to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Then you have actually Sri Upanishad as well inside. Sometimes some verses are very similar. You remember Bhakti. In Bhakti Shastri we learn Ishavasya Nidam Sarvam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is Atmavasya Nidam Sarvam. And then further shlokas are explaining actually Sri Upanishad and the whole story of Yagyapati. Then we have actually whole Bhagavad Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam. Someone maybe knows in which canto is Bhagavad Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam. Where would be whole Bhagavad Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam? Excuse me? It is. So Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata is the same knowledge of 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, just in more elaborate way. Lord Krishna have given Uddhava same knowledge but in more elaborate way. And so many like this, for example, 12th canto is Kalki Purana. And 9th canto is very special for this occasion. Because in 9th canto we find Ram Katha, we find Sankshepa Ramayana. Actually, in many Puranas we can find Ramayana itself, but the position of Ramayana in this place of Srimad Bhagavatam is having one unique purpose for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Because if we see the progress of Srimad Bhagavatam, for example, of third canto, it is speaking about some mundane topics, seems like Kardama Muni and Devakut. It speaks about general engagement of boy and a girl and their marriage, about karma, self-interest and love. And going further towards the 10th canto, finally is coming to the Parakiya Bhava of gopis. Especially 5 chapters of 10th canto, Pancharasa Adhyaya, are the most dear to Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And Lord Chaitanya have relished this most, the rasa dance with gopis, and then explanation of Parakiya Bhava, the paramour love of cowherd damsels of Vrindavan for Krishna. And that is the highest, actually, what Lord Chaitanya regards, the highest kind of bhakti. The gopis of Vrindavan really embody the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, like Sarva Dharma Parityajya, Mama Ekam Sharanam Braja. They've really abandoned all kinds of dharmas, Kula Dharma, Jati Dharma, Stri Dharma, just to please Krishna. So they're really Sarva Dharma Parityagis. They abandon all kinds of dharmas to please Krishna. They abandon the external form, but in substance, they're always loyal to Krishna. Or for example, Manmana Bhava, always think of me. Who is doing that in the best way? It is gopis and especially Srimati Radharani. So that is the highest mood of Gaudiya Vaishnavas, what we aspire to achieve. However, other parts of Srimad Bhagavatam are helping us to come closer to 10th canto. So in 9th canto, the Ramayana is having a unique purpose to explain Swakiya Bhava, to explain how the marriage between Lord Ram and Sita is absolute purity, and it is the love devoid of self-interest, as our Vishwamitraji mentioned in the drama. So love devoid of self-interest is prema, and love with self-interest is kama. So interest comes from desire. When we apply our desire to please our senses, then this is called lust. But when we apply our desires to please others, especially Krishna, then this is called prema. It is called bhakti, and final stage of bhakti is prema bhakti. So it is up to us how we're going to apply our desires. We have the potency as a living being to love. And Srila Prabhupada has said that the real purpose of creating this international society for Krishna consciousness is to teach us how to love. That nowadays in society, our tendency to love is misdirected in so many ways. And this society is created to teach people how to love. This can create, stable peace and unity in the world. So the Swakiya Bhava of Lord Ram is then very special, because the Parakiya Bhava of gopis is very, very difficult to accept for many people, and for us as devotees also, it may be difficult to accept, the paramour love or adultery. It seems like completely like a mundane. But if we understand the teachings of Swakiya Bhava, the marriage and the tattva of Radha and Krishna, then we see actually that Radha Krishna is only Shuddha Swakiya Bhava Bhaktivinoda Thakur Acharya is explaining that Radha and Krishna are only and exclusively in Tattva in Shuddha Swakiya Bhav. Because Shakti Matayor Abheda, if the energy, so shall we wait a little for them?
Children, please keep quiet, please. I request all the children.
So Shakti Matayor Abheda, if the energy and energetic are eternally non-different, so then where is the possibility of Radharani being married for someone else? And then being engaged in adultery with Krishna? Because there is a concept of Abhimanyu, that he is Srimati Radharani's husband in Swakiya Bhava. But actually, behind all that is just Krishna's desire to increase his pleasure. Because Krishna have not been satisfied with his Narayana, Leela, Vaikuntha Dham. He have not been satisfied completely. So for that sake, the Leela of Vrindavan have been created, Madhurya Leela, because in that Leela, the Leela Shakti is creating the obstacles for devotees to be engaged in more difficult ways in devotional service. And sometimes we think also like, oh, why Krishna doesn't remove these obstacles? But obstacles are actually opportunity to engage more and to love more. So in the same way, if there will be no obstacles in devotional service for gopis, then all this intrigue of Shringa Rasa would not be there. And Krishna would not be able to enjoy that, and the gopis would not be able to enjoy that. And we see actually that they not only offer their life, but as Vishwamitra have said, need to recall Guruji's thing, not to offer only life, which is very easy, but to offer, again, our living for that person. Yes, thank you. Living for the beloved. That's really wonderful point. No? It's difficult. It's easy to die. So many ways we can die, but to live in a sacrifice is something very glorious and something very unique. So the gopis of Vrindavan are actually teaching us how to live in that sacrifice. Sometimes we think all these leelas are so high, we should not hear them. And we should not hear them if we don't understand the concept. But real concept which we can apply, even as sadhaka bhaktas, is that their sacrifice, their austerity to please Krishna. So that we can relish from them and be inspired the most. Lord Chaitanya was doing that. He was in Mahabhava of Srimati Radharani. He was not in any other mood. So as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, through Lord Chaitanya and Acharyas, we should relish that bhava. So the Sangshepa Ramayana over there is having in 9 cantos having very unique position. So I would like to share some connection with our Gora Lila as well, and which is really, really, really wonderful and help me actually to understand and surrender better to Lord Ram as well. It is here we have had Swayamvara and then Kalyana, the wedding. But after the wedding, they were in exile, and when Sita was kidnapped, at that time, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Ram was in separation. He was in separation of Sita Devi. So Ramayana is teaching us how Purusha is in separation of Prakriti. And Bhagavatam 10 canto is teaching how Prakriti is in separation of Purusha. Gopi is in separation of Krishna. So Lord Ram was in separation of Sita Devi. And to pacify his heart, he actually made one golden form of Sita Devi and worship. Unfortunately, today I don't know where would that form be. Probably must be somewhere in Bharata. And further, the whole Lila is going on. We have heard the Lila, and we know how she was saved, the whole war to save her divinity. And finally, she was saved. And then when she heard that Lord Ram had worshipped her, she vowed that she will actually make in future incarnation, she will make a form of him, golden form, and she will worship him. But Thakur is explaining that Sita Devi have appeared in Chaitanya Lila as Vishnu Priya, and Lord Ram as Lord Chaitanya, and Vishnu Priya have made a form of Lord Chaitanya and worship for 80 years in separation. So it's such a wonderful thing. Actually, that deity is still in Navadip Dham. Whoever goes to Navadip Dham should visit that deity. It's Dameshwar Mahaprabhu. Prabhuji is over there in Navadip Dham, so he knows. If you anytime come to Navadip Dham, you should come there. It's one of the original deities of Navadip Dham. So the story goes actually that after the Lakshmi Priya left this world after the snake bite, the Shachi Mata wanted to find a suitable wife for Lord Chaitanya. And then she saw a wonderful girl, Vishnu Priya. The whole arrangement was done by Gunaraj Khan and Sanatan Mishra, the husband, the father of Vishnu Priya, came from Navadvip, and beautiful Kalyana was there. And they were living in Mayapur, but suddenly the Vishnu Priya have heard rumors that Lord Chaitanya wants to take sannyas. It must be very painful for such a young lady to hear something like that. Especially, she was convinced because his brother Vishnu also took sannyas. So she was really, really worried about that. And then one day, before going to sleep, she complained to him that she had the pain in her heart. Is it really true? You're planning to take sannyas? And many times he pacified her that no, actually everything's fine. How can I leave you and things like this? And somehow he pacified her for that time. But in a couple of days, he actually really disappeared. And at that time, Vishnu Priya woke up, immediately realized what happened. And in that grief, she went to Shachi Mata and complained, knocked on the door, weeping on the door. And Shachi Mata realized what had happened, and she took a lamp, went to search all around the Nadia, the Mayapur, and calling him Nimai, Nimai, and no one was answering actually. We can just imagine how void the world can be. If some very dear person for us dies, then how void the world can be. So at that time, Vishnu Priya had vowed that she will worship the form of Lord Gauranga and eat only as much rice as number of mantras she pronounced. Daily she would get 2 clay pots. In one was rice and one was empty. And she would chant one Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. And then put in that clay pot, and then again, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama. We can do one whole round to remember the sacrifice of Vishnu Priya Devi. And she would chant for 16 hours a day, and she would eat only as much rice as she would put in the second pot. For 80 years, she wouldn't eat anything else. So such a sacrifice, such a bhakti. And actually, when Lord Chaitanya have left this world in Puri, she became the pillar of Gaudiya Vaishnavas.
Announcement is that remove the car parked in front of the building next to mosque. Alice is making noise. So किसी की गाड़ी यहाँ पे पार्क है मॉस्क के पास में बिल्डिंग को फेस करते हुए प्लीज को हटाइए कोई भी किसी गाड़ी होगी जाके एलिस बहुत पीछे परेशान कर रहे हैं ऊपर Anybody has parked in front of mosque?
Well, maybe it's your car.
Which number? Not that one. Several parts. Several parts there. Nobody parts there. Yeah. One or two. The currents are like.
Let him come with numbers. Let me see something. So the Vishnu Priya have become the pillar of Gaudiya Vaishnavism in Navadvip after Lord Chaitanya have left this world. And the deity of Rameshwar Mahaprabhu shall I continue? So after Vishnu Priya have left this world, her cousin Mamshi Vadanananda, who took care of her during her life, have taken Rameshwar Mahaprabhu from Mayapur to Navadvip, and since that time he can be seen where he worshipped in the Sanatana Mishra's house, the house of Vishnu Priya's father, and he's worshipped over there as a son-in-law. So it's a bari, the house of his father-in-law. So he's worshipped as a son-in-law over there. An unique feature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu over there is that his hands are like this, and I think it's called Udvartana Mudra in Gaudiya Nritya. For devotees who doesn't know, there is a classical Bengali dance, Gaudiya Nritya, which presents the Leela of Lord Chaitanya very wonderful. So this mudra is presenting someone is very merciful. Namo Mahavadanya Krishna Prema Vadaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Namaha. Sometimes we see the hands of Lord Chaitanya when they're up, means Gaura and Nitai are chanting in ecstasy. Sometimes one hand is down, means they're giving the mercy and bringing us to that ecstasy of Krishna consciousness. But the unique deity is the Rameshwar Mahaprabhu, because both hands are down, he's most merciful over there. So if we go there, then we can get his mercy, and even his padukas are there. And pujaris will be very happy actually. They put these padukas on your head. So the unique form, the most merciful form, and since we speak about the form, the Ishta Devata for Gaudiya Vaishnavas is Radha Krishna and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We consider them non-different, but the Shadbhuj Mahaprabhu is also one of Ishta Devatas of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. In his six-armed form, which have been manifested to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to convince him that he is really incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So therefore he exhibited six-armed form, and upper two hands are holding the bow and arrows, then lower two are holding the flute, and one occasion Srila Prabhupada also said the stick, because Krishna as a cowherd boy have a stick, and lower two having danda, right hand, left hand is the kamandalu. So this form is showing actually that Lord Chaitanya is not different from Krishna and not different from Ram. Actually, in Navami sometimes we say, Jai Gaur, say Krishna, say Jagannath. All glories to Gauranga, who is Krishna, who is Lord Jagannath. So there is no difference from them. In the same way, he's no different from Lord Ram. When there was a appearance day of Lord Chaitanya, Gaura Purnima, then the Jyotishi Daivagya have predicted actually this personality. In Treta Yuga, he have appeared in a green form, in Dwapara Yuga, in darkish form, and in Kali Yuga he appears in Pitavarna. So in that way also through Lord Chaitanya's chart, we see that he is divine personality. And people who know a little bit about Jyotish, they see that this is really something very unique. For example, in his chart, it's seen that he is not neither masculine nor feminine. He's combined form of masculine and feminine, Purusha Prakriti, is Radha Krishna combined. So anyhow, from his Jyotish chart, we can also see that he is divine. So one of Ishta Devatas of Gaudiya Vaishnavas is definitely Shadruj Mahaprabhu. Sometimes our sentiments for different kinds of deities can be swayed because of different influence of different traditions in India, and sometimes we are too strict and don't understand the non-difference between all these deities. But actually, all of them are Advaya Jnana Tattva. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear the shloka, Vadanti Tattva Vidas, Tattvam Yash Jnanam Advayam, Prameti Paramatmeti, Bhagavan Ipi Shatrate. Yeah? So the learned persons, Tattvavids, have said Advaya Jnana Tattva. The reality, Tattva, is the non-dual knowledge. Advaya Jnana Tattva means there is no difference between the Shakti and Shaktiman. So then Bhagavan, Paramatma and Brahman are also non-different. Sometimes as devotees we think, oh, we are worshippers of Bhagavan, but Brahman aspect I don't need to understand, Paramatma I don't need to understand. But we are really worshippers of Lord Krishna, then he will appear as Paramatma in the heart. He will appear as Brahman, as everything. He will really reveal himself, because in Gita he is saying, Ye yatamam prapadyante. As one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. So as much as we surrender unto him, he will reward us accordingly and reveal himself. So there is Advaya Jnana Tattva. The Lord is not different. Ram, Krishna, and Gaura, they are not different from each other. In Brahma Samhita he said, Advaitam Achutam Anadi Manantarupa. So Advaita is not different forms. Achutam, infallible, they never remove, never fall or are removed from their position. Anadim, they are without beginning, and Anantarupa, in unlimited forms. So we should not think there are different forms. But however, for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the preference always goes for worship of Radha Krishna and for Lord Chaitanya. That is our loyalty, and this is our real Ishta Devata. And other moods from other tradition, we relish them in reciprocation with our own, Ishta Devata and our own dedication to him. So we should never think that I cannot learn anything from other traditions, from Shris or Madhvas or Pushtimar or Vallabha. We can learn so many things from them. However, we always need to know our loyalty to Ishta Devata, Shri Radha Krishna and Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu. And it's the progress of appearance of different avatars is also very significant to understand, because Lord Narayan, being the supreme personality of Godhead, doesn't have anyone parallel to him. Asama Urdhva, no one is equal or higher than him. So in that way, he cannot fight with anyone. Who can fight God? So therefore, he had a desire for a Veera Rasa, to have a chivalry with someone, to have competition with someone, just like all men are having. So therefore, Lord Narayan have appeared as Nrsimhadev, and he fought with Hiranyakashipu. But then, as Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad told that you appeared from pillar, so you don't have mother and father. So he desired to have mother and father then. Means Vatsalya Rasa. He desired to understand Vatsalya Rasa. Then further, he appeared as Lord Ram, excuse me. Yes, as Lord Ram, but he had parents at that time. But then he wanted to enjoy more of Sakya Rasa and Madhurya Rasa. So he appeared as Lord Krishna and played with Gopas and Gopis in Vrindavan. But even in Vrindavan, the same Lord Narayan, same Lord Simharam, Krishna was not satisfied. Actually, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we should understand that Vraja Lila is not complete without Navadvip Lila. Because Lord Krishna was in Goloka and he saw himself in a mirror of a pillar of lapis lazuli. He saw his reflection. He became very much attracted, just like all of us become attractive when we see ourselves. We decorate ourselves or whatever. So he saw himself in a mirror and he became attracted. And he started to think, what sweetness and attraction Srimati Radharani have for me. What love she have for me. And what happiness or bliss she's experiencing while serving me. So for these three desires, he actually enacted the whole Gaura Lila and appeared in Navadvip. So Krishna is Avatari, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all others are innumerable avatars. But Lord Chaitanya in scriptures is explained as Mahapurna Avatari, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is appearing in the mood of his Swarup Shakti, Gladini Shakti Srimati Radharani, and is considered as Parasima, the ultimate limit of reality. The God himself in separation of himself, serving, worshipping, in Vipralamba Prema. So that is considered the highest limit of love of God. So therefore he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, and this same he is giving through Sankirtan movement. So that is really a Sankirtan movement. He is appearing for two reasons. One is external reason, Bahiranga Karana, to propagate the Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan, and another one is Antaranga Karana, the internal cause, that is to taste the mellows of love of Godhead. Prema Rasa Niryasa Korite Asvadana. I have appeared to taste the mellows of love of Godhead. And then another one is Raga Marga Bhakti Korite Loke Pracharana, and to preach to lokas, the living beings of this world, the path of Raga Marga Bhakti. Because in other incarnations, he have given Vaidhisadhana Bhakti, which brings person to Vaikuntha Dham, can bring person even to Ayodhya Dham. But to go to Goloka, you need to practice Raganuga Bhakti. You need to practice spontaneous devotion, because that is the mood of Vrindavan. So why this sadhana bhakti is there to purify us from different kinds of anarthas and help us to come closer to steady devotional service. And with that pure heart, we'll become proper recipient of Raganuga sadhana bhakti. So Lord Chaitanya is actually coming for that. And because of that, he's the most merciful incarnation. He's, of course, giving the Kripa Shakti. By his mercy, we can become Kripa Siddhas. But through sadhana, he's expecting us to perform devotional service in spontaneous way, and then by pleasing him to achieve the shelter of Shri Radha Krishna. So he's saying, Anarpita chiram chira karunayavatirna kalo samarpaitum unatojvala rasa bhakti swabhakti shriyam. Anarpitam, it have not been given for very, very long time. Chiram chira karunayavatirna kalo. Therefore I am appearing as a karunavatar, the most merciful incarnation. Samarpaitum, to give unata ujvala rasa, the highest mellow devotional service which gopis exhibit in Vrindavan, which is in a bhakti to myself, swabhakti shriyam. So he is not only giving, to say, a blessing, but he's enacting himself, because he's saying, in order to teach someone something, first you need to do by yourself. So he also needed to learn this. And sometime in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he's saying, Radhika Amara Guru Ami Shishyanata. Srimati Radharani is actually my guru, and I am her student who is learning how to dance. And which dance is that? It is the dance of love. It's dance of surrendering to Krishna, dancing in ecstasy. It's Rasa Lila, the Kirtan Rasa. So he is coming in this world and accepting the Bhaktava, the position of a devotee, and teaching us how to be a devotee. Because as Krishna, he has said, spoken Bhagavad Gita, but as Lord Chaitanya, he's enacting how to be a devotee. And for us, to say better pedagogical model, role model, is Lord Gora, then Lord Ram, or Lord Krishna, because they are in, Ishvara Bhav, they are the lords, but Lord Chaitanya is in Bhakta Bhav. So he is showing us actually how to be a devotee. He has personally served the devotees, served prasadam. So he is teaching how actually, although we can be the most senior, still we serve prasadam, we serve community Vaishnavas. Although he was the most worshipable in Panchatattva, still he would accept seniors like Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pant, Srivas Thakur. So he personally enacted the perfect example of being a Gaudiya Vaishnava. So therefore we have such a worship and regard for him. So for all of our teachings, for our children, the role model should be actually Lord Chaitanya. Of course, from Lord Ram we can learn so many wonderful lessons, so many wonderful lessons from Krishna. But our own position as Bhakta is enacted by Lord Chaitanya. So to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we actually need to act as a servant. And that is also something which is very unique for Ram Lila as well, because Hanuman is there. We learn in Bhakti Shastri that Hanuman have achieved perfection by dasya, by being a servant. He did so many services, and even he would sacrifice his life and live for the beloved, as Vishwamitra said. They wanted to burn him, they tied him, and so many things in Lanka. However, still he was ready to sacrifice for Lord Ram. So in Gora Lila also, there is such expectation. Because if we see the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we always look for Vrindavan. We want to go to Vrindavan. But Nityananda Prabhu have told to Jiva Goswami, even if you want to go to Vrindavan, you may not get mercy so easily. Because the Vrindavan is the storehouse of all mellows of devotional service, the Rasa Adhara. However, Radha and Krishna are not giving so easily that bhakti or their Braja bhakti. Therefore, you need to come to Navadvip, achieve maturity in Dasya Rasa. Then Lord Chaitanya will recommend you to take shelter of Radha Krishna. So for all of us, that is an instruction. First, we need to serve in Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. And all of us, all of you are actually doing wonderful service over here by being engaged in not only community work, by trying to also help others, because without Jiva Doya, the compassion and mercy, we cannot really understand the Karuna Avatar. So whatever a little mercy we can give to others, the book, the invitation, the prasadam, the kind word of Krishna consciousness is so glorious actually. And actually, all of us are part of Chaitanya Lila, although we may not be aware because we are part of Sankirtan Lila. We may not achieve Samadhi yet, but we are part of Sankirtan Lila, which is going on from time of Lord Chaitanya, and Srila Prabhupada most gloriously brought it to Western world. So to achieve perfection of Samadhi, Srila Prabhupada said, we should think 24 hours, 7 about Krishna. 24 hours a day, 7 days in a week to think about Krishna. Then we achieve Samadhi. So that is the imperative. So that Dasyatvam, the servitorship, should be aspired by all Vaishnavas who are part of Sankirtan movement. And then Jiva Goswami is asking actually how we achieve that, how we can achieve that maturity in Dasya Rasa. And then he is telling him 4 things. Trinadapi sunichena, amanina manadena, Trinapi sunchena, Taroriva Sakishna, amanina manadena kirtanya sada. You will be able to chant always holy name. Sada means always, and that is samadhi. If you are humble like a blade of grass, if you're tolerant as a tree, if you always respect others and you don't expect a respect for yourself, then you will always be able to chant. Because if you behave like that, then your Karana Sharira, causal body will be revealed, because your Ahankara will be diminished and you will be able in position of Brahma Bhuta. Kirtaniya Sada Hari means that's position of Brahma Bhuta. Jiva Bhuta means to be intolerant, to be proud, to not respect others, to not see living being in the body, and to see that we are controller and enjoyer. So if we chant the holy name, we overcome some of this, and then we can with purification always chant the holy name. So Kirtaniya Sadakari means actually our eternal position. Jivera Swarupara Krishna Ranitya Das. We serve Krishna from our own position. But if we try to serve Krishna from material plane, then it's very difficult actually to always chant the holy name. We do Nama Paradas and etc. So this Dasyatvam is very much desirable by all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And one special, unique dasya is there, exhibited by Lord Chaitanya. He said, Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayar Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa. To be a servant of servant of servant. So when acharyas see this, then they explain. The first das is Srimati Radharani. She is the real das of Krishna. So then das is her sakis, her friends. And then das anudas. It's other manjaris and other devotees. And after death, now we come to serve some of these devotees. We aspire to serve some of these devotees. Lord Chaitanya aspired to serve some of these devotees. And it's so significant, actually, that he himself wanted to understand not only, not only Srimati Radharani, but her friends also, and manjaris as well. Sometimes he would give, when some new devotee would come, he would give to Swarup Damodar Goswami that he is taught by him, or Ramananda Rai. Raghunath Das Goswami was given to Swarup Damodar Goswami. He told him, I'll teach you a little bit sannyas, but he knows really. And why Swarup Damodar Goswami knows what is Krishna Bhakti? Because he is Lalita. He knows because he is serving very intimately Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya acted in wonderful ways as a teacher. He would, transfer to others because he considered them more elevated. And then he was very much pleased by Rupa Goswami. And for us, coming in parampara of Srila Prabhupada, to understand the Rupa Nuga mood is very important. Because Rupa Goswami is in Krishna Lila Rupa Manjari, who is serving in very intimate pastimes between Radha Krishna, and therefore knows the heart of Radha Krishna. And in the books of Rupa Goswami is the all knowledge of Radha Krishna pastimes. It's a reality of Radha Krishna pastimes. So if we really want to understand Radha Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we need to understand Rupa Goswami. And Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Rupa Raghunatha Pade, Hobe Akuti, Kabe Hama Bhuja Bose, Jugala. Only when I will desire to understand the books of Rupa and Raghunath, then I will be able to understand Yugala, the love between this couple, Radha and Krishna. Because if we just approach Krishna, then he may have so many demands. But in Chaitanya Lila, to Rupa Goswami, we can understand the same thing much easier and get their blessings. So we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas coming from Srila Prabhupada, we want to be Das Anudas of Rupa Manjari in Sadaka, in Siddha Deha. But in Sadaka Deha, we want to be servant of servants of servants of Rupa Goswami. Means we want to spread this mission of Rupa Goswami, this mood of worship of Lord Chaitanya as Rupa Goswami did. And Srila Prabhupada have exhibited this mood in his daily life, in his teachings, and we should recognize it. Because Srila Prabhupada was great Acharya, the leader of worldwide movement, religious movement, and that is his external mood. But his internal mood, we also need to understand as a most humble Vaishnava, the follower of Rupa Goswami. He would daily chant Shad Goswami Ashtaka, Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. He translated for us Upadeshamrita as nectar of instruction, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as nectar of devotion. So he have given this as essential teachings for all of us. So if you really want to connect with Srila Prabhupada and through Srila Prabhupada with Rupa Goswami, Lord Chaitanya and Radha Krishna, then we need to understand this mood. Srila Prabhupada said, I'm Rupanuga because my Guru Maharaj is Rupanuga. And all Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas, they have just re-established the mood of Rupa Goswami. Narottam Das Thakur have given this pranama mantra which we chant. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kanamakyam Tarahisva Vedantikam. So we offer our respectful obeisances to Rupa Goswami because Shri Chaitanya Manobhishta, he understood the desire of Lord Chaitanya. He knows the desire of Lord Chaitanya. And what is their desire? Their desire is those three desires for which Krishna have appeared as Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, we approach Rupa Goswami as our Guru. And for that, in that mood, we worship also Srila Prabhupada and all of our seniors, Gurujanas, as representatives of Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami have wonderfully described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu all kinds of rasas. And we explained already that some of them is Swakiya Bhava and Parakiya Bhava. And slowly he's guiding us higher and higher in understanding of these rasas and finally giving the mood of gopis of Vrindavan as lovers of Krishna in separation. So this Vipravlamba Prema is something which is the most desirable by Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And the Swakiya Bhava of Rama Lila is helping us to approach closer to that Parakiya Bhava of gopis. The Raghunath Das Goswami, who is staunch follower of Rupa Goswami, have desired just one thing. Tasyatvam dehi me Prabhu. Please reward me this servitorship. Because the servitorship is the eternal position of the living. In servitorship, we learn how to love, we learn how to please someone. But if we want to rule over others, then we actually just suffer. And in that sense, the prema is completely opposite than kama. The prema is the like a gold, and kama is like iron. Although they may look similar, they're completely opposite. The prema is desire to please Krishna's senses, and kama is desire to please our own senses. Atmandeya pritivancha tare bolikam, and Krishna deya priticha tare premana. So love of Godhead is Krishnandriya, and kama is the Atmandriya. So on this auspicious occasion of appearance of Lord Ramachandra, we can pray to his feet and try to understand his the mood of his worshippers, because some of the rishis from Dandakaranya, they desire to be the lovers of Lord Ram in next incarnation. So we see how is the progress in rasa as well through different incarnations. So to pray to these rishis who became Rishi Gopi, in Krishna Lila they became Rishi Gopi, that we also get these blessings. And the Vedas themselves, they became Shrutichari Gopi. So all the knowledge of Vedas and Rishis actually is culminating in Krishna Lila and finally in Chaitanya Lila. So on this auspicious occasion, we can pray to Lord Hanuman himself for Dasyatvam, to Rishis, to do these austerities in separation and desire to please Krishna, to please Lord Ram in Parakiya Bhava, and to Sita Devi to be so loyal and chaste to her husband. So with this, I will thank you so much, and request if there is any question or any comment by senior devotees.
Hare Krishna. So, if there's any question or any comment, you can take. किसी कोई जिज्ञासा या प्रश्न है पीछे से?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you for coming and enlightening us. Really enjoyed your class sessions, learned quite a lot. One striking point was that although Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the mood of Srimati Radharani, about how Hare Krishna, he came to
the question is, although Lord Rama is the supreme personality of God, but still he had to chant Aditya Hridayam before killing Ravan. But in our Krishna consciousness, we approach only the supreme personality of Godhead. So how to understand this approach?
Aditya Hridayam?
Yeah.
Why he chanted?
Yes. Because he himself is the supreme personality of Godhead. And what we understand from Lord Ram's life is that every action he is teaching us. So
You know the answer. Same like why he accepted the teacher, Vishwamitra, or Vasishta as a counselor, Rajguru. The same way, because he wants to teach us. And not only to teach, but to relish the rasa. For example, he went to Gurukul to have a relationship with teacher, to relish them. Same way Krishna went to Gurukul of Santipadi Muni to relish relationship with Guru. And a secondary to teach us. First, he is relishing his relationship with his Guru, and then a secondary point, he is teaching us. So Aditya Hridaya Stotra is in the same way. You want to say like why to the Aditya? So sometime actually it's very interesting. Lord Ram is the Adidevata of Surya. He's the Adidevata. Sorry? Surya? No, not that. No, he's that Vamsha, but he's Adidevata, the Lord of Surya. For example, for Mars, Mangal is Nrsimhadev. For Chandra is Krishna Vasudev. For Parashuram is for Shukra Venus. In that way, they are the lords of 9 planets. So, for different kinds of groups of people, the Vedas are giving instructions. Sometimes these instructions, they are general. Like, for example, if someone reads Manu Samhita, he said, if you do this dharma, you will achieve Ananda. So this general term Ananda can be from Swargaloka, can be Brahmananda, can be Premananda. No? So, but here for specific people, he is teaching Aditya Hridaya Stotra, how he's chanting that, you should get empowerment. You should get empowerment. And especially the Kshatriyas, they used to worship Durga Devi, Surya, to get blessings and a special piti. They would go for fight. So to teach Vedic lifestyle also. And actually, even Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to go to Arkatila in Navadvip, in far Navadvip, to the right, Arkatila. It's almost on Ganges, on the bank of Ganges. Where he worships Surya, please give me health, that I can preach in this mission. So in that way, he is seeing, this worship in connection with Krishna. So he doesn't desire anything separate from Krishna consciousness. Because Surya is also the giver of health. If someone have debilitated sun in his chart, then he is very weak and health is bad. So I would say like that he's teaching how people should take shelter of seniors and his representative. Surya is actually his representative of Lord Rama, let's say, minister. Thank you very much.
Gratitude to Prabhuji for bringing this one connection of all the incarnations and how it's culminating into Lord Shri Krishna and